Welcome to Meliora's channel, your go-to place for C# and data analysis tutorials, products hands-on demos, and insider secrets to keep you at the cutting edge of innovation. Our goal is to break down complex tech topics to a level that you will easily understand to supercharge your skills. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay, welcome back. So in the last video, we were able to complete our create or insert module. So the first C in the CRUD, we've successfully done it, and we tested it and it worked very well. So now we want to move on to do update. But before we move on, let's just refresh ourselves by running the program to see what we've achieved so far. So if we run the program, this is the window that is displayed. So as we mentioned, you just enter the staff name. Because the system will automatically generate the staff ID, you don't need to enter anything there. So you enter the staff name. And suppose you entered Josh as the staff name, and the guy is of age 35. And you click create. There's your employee record successfully inserted. So this works perfectly well. So if you go to the database and you just refresh this database, you will see that Josh has been inserted. Josh is the last one that is inserted here. So it works. So if we go back to the application and then we just exit it so that we come back to the code. We now want to build the update. So the update is the second update is let's see, where is the update? Yeah. So the update handler is this. So as you can see, it's still empty. So now update and create, which is insert, is almost the same in terms of logic. So what really differentiates them mainly is the SQL statement that you need to come up with. You need to come up with an update SQL statement as against the insert SQL statement. So because of that, what I will just do is to copy most of the things that are in the create handler and then paste that in the update. So when I copy all this, I take it to the update handler area. There's update here, so I just paste it. And then we now start making some little changes. Now, in the case of update, we took off the ID from here earlier because we felt it wasn't really needed. Because it wasn't needed in create, so we took it off. But now in update, you need to bring it back because it's needed in update. So you put back the ID here, then put it back here. Now the reason why it's needed is this time around you're pulling out an existing record which already has an ID. So the system is not generating a new ID for it. You're pulling out an existing record and you need to use that ID to pull it out. So, so the ID can never be null or space in this particular case. Now, you may actually not even bother to check any other one in update because the only one that is absolutely necessary to check is this particular one. but you can still leave it to just ensure that people don't enter blank spaces in the other fields. Because some people can just try to be crazy or funny and just enter an ID and then leave everything else blank. And what that will do is that if that ID is a valid ID, which means it exists in the table, in the database table, then the system will pull out whatever information that was there already and then replace it with blank. So, which is potentially not what was intended, but it could give that sort of travel. So it's still okay to leave it and ensure that people enter something in the rest of the fields before you allow them to progress and they execute the update command. So moving on then, we just check this part is okay. You also need a query, you need a connection string. So the connection string is okay. But the query is not okay because we are not talking about insert anymore. We are now talking about update. So let me reduce this so that the entire query can probably be accommodated. So we need to change this insert statement to update. So I'm going to first of all change this to update. Table name. So then the syntax is set and not now set name equals at name and age equals at age. So there's no need for values. So this is now where ID equals at ID. Okay. So this will be the query instruction, the query now. So with this query, you have your connection string, then you now call up the insert employee method. Now, to be clear, this insert employee as it is could actually work and still do the same job. The only thing is the name would be a bit deceptive, and then also the messaging here would also be somehow funny because it will be referring to insertion here. So when in actual fact we're talking about updates. So, but the message I'm trying to pass across is that you could have crafted this insert employee in such a way that it can actually take both requests for insertion and requests for update, and we didn't have to write a fresh one. But for a start, and then for purpose of clarity, let's just write a brand new method for update. And therefore, so what you will do here is just to change this insert employee to update employee. And then I'll expect now to see our popular red wiggly lines. And it's coming because there is no method called this at the moment. So if you click on it and let the light bulb come up, you can, through the light bulb, just generate a method for that update employee. And then it will disappear. The method is generated for you here. So with this method, you just go to the insert employee method and then copy everything from there. Copy everything from there and then paste Yeah, so you copy everything from there and then you paste here. You go back to the update employee and then you paste it right there. So you come back here and you paste it right here. So yeah. So now that you pasted this, let's now go through the logic one by one just to make sure that we are not missing out anything. So as usual, you prepare and execute the query and capture the results. So you did the SQL connection to generate the the connection object. You open the connection, then you also generate the command object. And then you set the parameters. So in this case, you see the parameter ID is commented out here, but for insert and for updates is absolutely necessary to include it. So we take out the comment symbol, and then every other thing remains the same except you change the insertion, the messages to updated rather than inserted. That's the record updates field. Record update field. And basically that's it. And if I think this should work, I believe it should work. So maybe we'll just give it a try and see what happens. But I think it should work. Everything is in place for it. Yep. So let's give it a try and see what happens. So I save and then I run. Remember we had the last entry we made in database, so we check it actually before we even do anything. So if we go to the database just to check what we want to update, remember the last item was the ID was 7 and the name was Josh and it's 35. So we probably made a mistake and repeated the first name twice, Josh. So I think maybe we assumed the right name would have been Joshua or Josh Alexandra. So if we go back to the application that is running now, then we therefore put 7 here to call up that Josh record. And then instead of Josh, we say Josh Alexandra. And then the age was 35. So perhaps we made a mistake in the age. Instead of 35, it was actually 37. And then we now say, let's click update. And it says employee record successfully updated. So if we go back to that record, we should see now that we won't see Josh anymore, but we'll see Josh Alexandra and then who is of age 37. So we refresh that display. Refresh that display and yeah, so staff with ID 7 is now Josh Alexandra and is 37 years of age, not the previous Josh that was 35 years. And so the update function or the update event is actually, or the update button is actually working perfectly well. So that is it for updates. Thank you, as we'll wind up for this one, and in the next video we will just handle the delete. Thank you. Be sure to show us support by clicking like and subscribe. Your support helps us to bring you even better content. So stay tuned for the next exciting video. You can also click the link below to see other free and paid videos on other exciting topics. If the click did not work, kindly copy the link and paste on your browser. Thank you and see you in the next video.